Okay. All right, solving absolute value equations, and we're checking for extraneous solutions, if there are any. So the first question that we have is question number 6 on page 13. The absolute value of 2s plus 19 is equal to 13. First step is to isolate the absolute value. I like to underline to let me know where it is that, what it is that I need to keep by itself. So by doing that, I need to subtract 19 on both sides. Okay, and that gives me the absolute value of 2s is equal to negative 6. I'm going to stop right there because an absolute value cannot equal a negative number right here. So my answer is no solution. The second question that we have is 5n minus 3 is equal to the absolute value of n plus 9. So the first step is to isolate the absolute value, which if I cover up the answer, I don't see anything in front of or behind the absolute value, which means that it is already by itself. Step number 1 has been taken care of. So step number 2 is to set up my positive and negative side of the equation. So the negative side, I'm not just switching the 5n, I'm switching everything on the answer side. So it's going to be negative 5n plus 3 is equal to n plus 9. The n plus 9 is not going to change for the positive or the negative side. So we go to this side, rewrite, drop the absolute value bars, and we go from there. So 5n minus 3 is equal to n plus 9. We're going to go ahead and solve both sides of both equations by adding or by subtracting 3 on this side. Cancels here. Subtracting n on the opposite side, it cancels here. So I'm left with negative 6. N is equal to 6. I'm going to divide by negative 6. And I'm left with n equals negative 1. The next side here, I'm going to go ahead and move the n to the other side as a negative. Cancels here. I'm left with 4n. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. That's going to give me 12. I'm going to divide 4 on both sides. And that gets me n is equal to a positive 3. We must check to see if the answer works. So already, I'm looking at the negative 1, and I plug it up here, and I have 5 times negative 1 is negative 5, minus 3 is negative 8. That's already negative. An absolute value cannot equal a negative number. That makes this answer extraneous. Let's try 3. 5 times 3 is 15, minus 3 is 12. 3 plus 9 is 12. 12 equals 12. This is a good solution. If I wanted to represent this on a number line, 3 would be right there. We're using a closed circle because it is an equation. And that's the 2 representations of your answer.